don't even have to say a word. You know what this means. But the smart play here is to say the Celtics are going to win the championship. The heart play here is to say the Lakers in 5. The championship this year. We don't know, but what we do know is we're in for an extremely fun playoff run. That power of Jimmy Bucket's that strong that you believe the Warriors have a better chance of winning the finals than the Nuggets? Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Just because I don't glaze you enough doesn't mean I don't respect you enough. Let's make that clear. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't, my name is Trey Fab. I'm a React content creator. I like to make different React content, whether that be to TikTok, YouTube, drama, nonsense, or that be to basketball, modern NBA, and different basketball content in general. So if you like basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. If you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. With that being said, today we're going to do I Figured Out Who Will Win the 2025 NBA Championship by Mike Korzemba. He dropped this 4 days ago, so I'm curious on what he's going to say. Speaking of figuring it out, I told you guys, I don't want to pick the second round bracket until this first round starts to close a bit. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and conclude the bracket up in the second round. Okay? We're gonna conclude the bracket up completely. Because I realize I can't change it, right? I'm not allowed to change it. So, we're going to go ahead and conclude this bracket that I made now. And then we will, look at the actual brackets and see what we have moving forward, right? So, right now, I have the Rockets winning. The Warriors kind of kicked their ass in Game 1. We'll see what they retaliate with Game 2 today. I truly just feel like it was one of those things where I said, if you watch my YouTube short, I didn't talk about the Warriors and Rockets game. Didn't have enough time. I thought I was going to have time, but the flight was delayed. Everything was crazy. But when it comes to the Lakers, they came back like I said they would and won Game 2 decisively. And I don't even think Game 2 they played well in the fourth quarter. They didn't, but their defense kicked up as it should have. And I feel like, if anything, the Lakers might play better in Game 3 than they did in Game 2. So I still got the Lakers winning. I don't know if it's in 5. It might be in 6, but let me see what they do Game 3. And as for the Rockets, I don't know if I feel as confident as I did about them beating the Warriors, but let's see what they do tonight. So, with the bracket that we have now, let's go ahead and conclude it, right? And then as the rounds go on, and if I'm wrong on any of these, we'll go to an actual bracket, and we'll see. But for now, let's finish this bracket up, and then we're going to watch this video, and then we're going to go ahead and get this shit started. Okay, so first and foremost, Thunder or Nuggets? I like the Nuggets a lot, but I just don't think they have enough. The Thunder are going to come off of a sweep. I thought this was going to be 5 games. This is a sweep. You lose by fucking double digits in the first game. You lose by double digits in the second game. I'm sorry. If this isn't a sweep, I'll be surprised. But this is a sweep. If it's not going to be a sweep, it'll be 5. But this will be a sweep. And the Nuggets will probably be coming off a hard-fought series against the Clippers. I can see that happening because these games are close and it's tied up right now. So I'm going to go Thunder, and I just don't think Jokic is going to have enough gas against a team that's extremely well coached. And I told you guys once before, I think the Nuggets have a chance to ruin someone's playoff dreams, and that will be the Clippers. I just don't see them beating OKC. They don't have a coach. Okay, they just fired their coach before they started. OKC has a coach. OKC has the best defense. OKC has one of the best offenses. I'm going OKC in 6 for that one. Now we got Lakers and Rockets. This one's easy to me. I'll go Lakers in 6 for that one. We got Cavs and Pacers. By the way, I was one of the 45% of fans that picked the Pacers. This one I'll come back to, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. And then let's just go ahead and say 6. I'll give the Knicks 2 games if they even make it out this series, but yeah. Now, if you're wondering, Cavaliers versus Pacers. Why am I so iffy on this one. 87% Cavs. Like, this should be easy, right? I don't know. I don't know. And here's why I say that. Because the Pacers have been playing really well. I said the Pacers were going to win this in 6 anyway. Took a 2-0 lead. It might be in 5. But I just don't know if I fully trust the Cavs like that. The Cavs are reminiscent to me. If you guys remember that Jeff Teague Atlanta Hawk team. Now, funny enough, the Cavs are the one that took that team out. But I just don't know how much I trust the Cavs like that. I don't know. But if you're making me pick, I'm going to go Cavs. You know, they still have a good lineup. Mobley is a fucking beast. I like Mitchell. Everything about their team just speaks like this is a good, like, it's just, I trust the Thunder a lot more than I trust the Cavs is what I'm getting at, right? So if we're going Cavaliers to win, I'm going to say in 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say 6 because I just think the Cavs are better. I think they're coached better, and I think they play harder. But I don't want to throw the Pacers under the bus because they've been playing extremely well, especially as of late. They've been one of the best teams in the league. But now let's go to the Western Conference, right? We got Lakers and we got Thunder. Who am I going to pick? Y'all know what this means. I don't even have to say a word. You know what this means. Okay? Now, do I think the Lakers are actually going to win in 5 against the Thunder? No. But like Shannon said on his show, just because it just flows good. It just flows good. It just flows good. Lakers in 5. It just flows good. That's it. So, I think it will be Lakers. It won't be in 5. But I do think it will be a hard-fought 7-game series. I think they'll go back and forth. But I think when it comes to that home court advantage, and the Thunder are playing at home against Luka, LeBron in a closeout game, 2 very clutch playoff performers, I think that'll matter. And I think the other players just won't show up. I think SGA will show up, but I think the other players will just not show up. Chet might, but the rest of the team is just going to fall blunder to this win-or-go-home situation, and I think it'll be Lakers in 7. And then, honestly, I think this will also be 7 games, but I don't know if this will make sense to you guys. I think this will also be 7 games as long as Jason Tatum is healthy, but I don't think it'll be a close 7 games. I know that sounds weird. But it's going to always feel like the Celtics are just better. And the games that they end up losing, they just kind of... There's some faults there. But I don't think the Cavs are going to beat the Celtics. I think the Celtics have too much firepower. I think the Celtics, if they're healthy, have... their defense is just better. Okay? Their offense efficiency is just better. I'm going Celtics in 7. And now we got... Lakers and Celtics. Who do I have? Who do I have? Who am I going to pick? I'm going Lakers. I'm going Lakers. I'm going Lakers. This is my bracket, by the way. This is my bracket. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll go ahead and talk about each series as they actually conclude. Because I highly doubt I'm going to hit 100 out of 100. Games-wise, definitely not. But as far as team-wise, I might get 1 or 2 wrong. So I highly doubt I'm going to get this whole entire Eastern and Western bracket completely right all the way up to the final. So as I'm wrong, we'll see where I'm wrong. I'll point it out. Don't worry. I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong. I'll point it out and we'll go ahead and talk about it. But... we're going to go ahead and pick the Lakers, and we're going to say in 7. How many total points will be scored in Game 1 of the NBA Finals? Total points? I'm going to say 206. No, I'm going to say 210. I think it'll be like a 105-95 victory. Depending on... I think it'll be more defensive prowess than offensive weaponry. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We'll say 212 to keep it safe. But yeah, I think it'll be more defense and offense in this finals game. So I'm going to do that. So this is my bracket. We're going to submit it. Can we... I want to take a screenshot just in case. Just in case they... Let's take a screenshot of the Western Conference. Right. Screenshot. Blam. Alright, let's take a screenshot of the Eastern. And a screenshot of the finals, just in case. Because it's asking me to submit, so I don't know if it's going to erase all this. Submit. Oh, okay, we got the bracket. We got my bracket. Okay, cool. I like that. Cool, it's actually got like a whole thing, too. We got my picks. Okay, we'll save that. We got it saved. And we're good. We made my picks. My picks are made. So let's go ahead and watch my Korzemba spend 13 minutes on telling us how the Celtics will win the championship. Because, I mean, let's be like, yeah. No disrespect to Mike or anything, but I think the next 13 minutes, don't worry, I'll yap. But I think we all know what it's going to be the Celtics. Is it either going to be the Celtics or it's going to be the Thunder? But it's gonna be the Celtics. It's gonna be the Celtics. And you know what? I'm not saying it shouldn't be, okay? I know that some people may say, oh my god, basic answer, blah blah blah. I'm not saying it shouldn't be, right? My basketball brain is telling me to pick the Celtics, but I'm going with the Lakers because I want the Lakers to win. I'd love to see Luka get his first championship, and I'd love to see LeBron get his fifth. So trust me, I get it. Basketball brain-wise, going with the Celtics, probably the smart choice. Probably is what's going to happen. But my heart, I'm going with the Lakers, dog, because I want the Lakers to win. I want Bron to get that chip. I want Luka to get that chip. You know, and I'd love JJ to get a chip on his back as well. For all the people that's been on his back as far as him not deserving a head coach job. So we'll see what happens. But with that being said, let's watch Mike Korzemba spend the next 13 minutes. Well, it's going to be sped up. Don't worry, guys. But the next 12-ish, 11 minutes tell us why the Celtics are going to win the championship. Which, again, I'm not hating on Mike. Because he is right. No matter what he's about to say, Mike is right. The Celtics deserve to win the championship. That's just period. Maybe he chooses another team. But the smart play here is to say the Celtics are going to win the championship. The heart play here is to say the Lakers in 5. So let's just see, let's see what he says. Let's see what happens.
Every single one of the NBA champions since the year 2000 has one thing in common. Do you know what that one thing is? I asked this because headed into the 2025 playoffs, I had a dream. I wanted to make the perfect NBA playoff bracket, but I knew that in the past, my head had led me astray. And so I decided that in order to figure out who was going to hold the trophy at the end of the playoffs, I needed a system that was based on the history of past champions, and immediately 3 categories came to mind. The first was star power. The Shaq and Kobe, LeBron James, Steph Curry effect. We've heard that every champion other than the 2004 Detroit Pistons has had an MVP caliber player on their roster, but just how true is that knowledge, and is it more important to have one MVP, multiple all-stars? We're going to find out. Category number 2 on our chase for greatness, playoff experience. We hear it every year. Unproven teams such as this year's Thunder have a disadvantage. They may be incredibly dominant in the regular season, but they just don't have the playoff experience such as teams such as the Golden State Warriors. We're going to find out how much does that.
Okay, to be fair, the Golden State Warriors don't have a lot of playoff experience on their team as well. Like, hold on. Give me a second. Let me see their roster. Like, can we be honest with that? Right? Show me their players. Alright, so Draymond does. Kuminga does, but he's not even really part of the lineup like that. Peyton does. And Looney does. But Hield, unless you want to count his throwaway minutes with the 76ers, I guess you could say he does, but not really. But we could say he does. Post doesn't. He plays heavy minutes. Podziemski doesn't. He plays heavy minutes. Santos doesn't. He plays heavy minutes. Like, we get it. They have more playoff experience, sure, than the Thunder. But it's not like they have a team that's just carrying them a playoff experience. Like, these 4 up here have the most playoff experience on the team. But Kaminga's not even playing that much, and these three are older, so they're going to need the rest of the team to step up. Like, Post is playing a lot of minutes. Podziemski's playing a lot of minutes. These are the two players that you really need to go off if you're going to do anything in the playoffs. I know you're facing the Rockets right now, but if you're going to get to the finals, you need Podziemski and you need Post to go off. And I don't know if I trust that from these two. And Looney's just more of a board getter. He's not really an offensive weapon. So these two are going to be your main focuses right here. And Healed, of course. But I just wanted to point that out. Because I don't know about the whole, the Warriors have so much playoff experience. And they have some. But I'm not going to go as far as to say it's so much, overwhelmingly more. When their two key role players don't even have any whatsoever
that actually matter when it comes to winning a championship. And the third category had to be stat-based because I was positive success left clues. So I figured we could look together at every title winner since the year 2000 and hone in on 10 possible categories. 10 stats where we might find a definitive answer as to who will be this year's champion. And with these three factors in place, we are going to get an answer in this video. We are going to figure out who should win the 2025 championship. The question is, who is it? What's up, Mike here, and in this video, I'm also going to predict every single playoff series to open myself up to extreme criticism. So if you're enjoying this content, make sure to please subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss a video. Only if you do like the videos though, but we are going to be grinding out a ton of high quality videos in the playoffs. But as for now, let's start with my original playoff picks before I took anything else into account. So as you can see on your screen, we have a playoff bracket, and with just my brain and a dream, no system in place yet. In the first round, I took the Thunder, Nuggets, Lakers, and Warriors. Then I had the Thunder over the Nuggets, the Lakers over the Warriors, and the Thunder winning the Western Conference. In the East, it was Cavs, Bucks, Knicks, and Celtics advancing to round 2. Then the Cavs beating the Bucks.
Ooh, this one he might be wrong on. Interesting.
Celtics over the Knicks, then the Boston Celtics, not only winning the Eastern Conference Finals, but also winning the entire championship.
So, where me and him differs, I differ with him on the Rockets-Warriors series. I got the Rockets pulling out. We'll see if I'm right on that. And I'm different than him on the Pacers and Bucks, but we'll see what happens with that. But as far as the final here, Celtics and Thunder, I got the Lakers, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was the Thunder because they are the better team. But I'm just simply, this is where playoff experience, in my opinion, is coming in. I think they will keep pushed to 7 games, and I think in that 7th game, I love SGA. I don't think he's going to be enough to close out the team, especially when you got 2 closers on the opposite team. So we'll see what happens.
Reasoning is, before we get our systems in place, that Boston lifted a weight off of themselves in last year's playoffs. They were always playing under tremendous pressure in the playoffs, and now they have that championship experience. They know they can win the title. They have that confidence. They've been playing at an incredibly high level this season, which leads me to my next point of they have a loaded roster that is mostly the same. This pick feels pretty good, but the question is, when we take our new system into place, will any of this playoff bracket change? Will our title winner change? Well, category 1, star power, instantly gives us 2 big things to look at. Interestingly, only 5 champions in the last 25 years have had the MVP that season on their team. Not much to go on there, but 18 of the champions in the last 25 seasons have had at least 1 player on their team that has been first team All-NBA or better. But even better for us is that all 25 champions have had at least 1 player on the first team All-NBA or second team All-NBA. That includes the 2004 Detroit Pistons, where Ben Wallace was second team All-NBA. This is huge, and to make things even better, 22 of the last 25 champions have had a member of the first or second team All-Defense. So as we can see, the success is leaving clues, but we do have one problem. The All-NBA voting is not available to us yet. Luckily though, Reddit has been keeping track of confirmed voting ballots, so we can see roughly who is going to be first and second team All-NBA. On the first team, we have Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Shea, Jason Tatum, and Donovan Mitchell, while second team is looking like LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, and then either Cade Cunningham or Jalen Brunson. That means for the sake of our science, we can eliminate 5 teams because we're not sure about the Knicks or the Pistons, but the Clippers, Pacers, Magic, Heat, Grizzlies, and most notably the number 2 seed Rockets are gone. We are getting somewhere here, and my original predictions seem like they're still holding strong. I'm curious what you think, but it also should be noted that most of these teams did have a first-team All-NBA member, which Jason Tatum and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander look like they're headed there. That is, if we're playing the odds. Category 2, playoff experience. What do most champions have in common here? Looking at the last 25, it is, with their current core, they have lost in at least the conference finals. 20 of the last 25 title winners fulfill this criteria. The only teams that don't are the 2004 Pistons, 2008 Celtics, 2015 Warriors, Warriors, 2019 Raptors, and 2020 Lakers. There is not going to be a perfect formula that is just going to spit out who the champion is. So really the goal of this video is finding which team matches the most of the criteria in all three categories. So this is a big bonus for teams such as the Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets, the Bucks and Lakers did win championships recently, but with completely different core players. But
DraftKings. All right, let's let us ad play out while I give my little rant here. So when it comes to the Nuggets, I just don't trust that they have a shit ton, right? I don't trust them because just because you have the same core doesn't mean you have that same identity. They lost their coach. Their coach is gone. By the way, use this promo code, download DraftKings. They lost their identity when they got rid of their coach. So if you got rid of your coach, how the hell are you guys going to be able to make it far? Anybody that tells you coaching doesn't matter is lying to you. 100% they are lying to you. I'm telling you that right now. Coaching does matter. It matters like a motherfucker. And I don't know how the Nuggets are going to be able to push back really well-coached teams. Even a team like the Lakers, who I'm not saying they're not well-coached. I'm just saying JJ, first-year head coach, it is what it is. How are they going to be able to push past a team like the Lakers if they have like a first-year, not even a first-year coach, a first few games coach has shown like no signs of anything yet. So I don't know if I trust the Nuggets like that. Celtics, I'll give him that, but not the Nuggets.
we should take a look at the outliers though here to see what exactly happened. And here we have one common theme, a big addition that pushed each of these teams over the edge. The 2004 Pistons added Rasheed Wallace, the 2000 Celtics added Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett, the 2019 Raptors added Kawhi Leonard, and the 2020 Lakers added Anthony Davis. And in terms of current teams that have added recent stars, we of course have the Lakers with Luka Doncic and the Warriors with Jimmy Butler. The biggest outlier on this list though comes in the form of the 2015 Golden State Warriors. The Warriors had never made a conference finals, and while they did make some additions to their roster, the biggest thing about Golden State was that their stars, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, just got older and became better basketball players, with Steph winning the 2015 MVP. The 2025 Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, hold on. I love Mike. I love Mike. I want to make this clear. I love Mike. I love his videos. I love his basketball insight. But that 2015 team that won the championship, I feel like the flaw in this video is it's ignoring context a little bit. That 2015 team, what happened in the finals? It went to 6 games. Who was on the opposite team? LeBron. Who else? Kevin Love, Kyrie. So a Kevin Love, Kyrie, LeBron team lost to the 2015 Steph Curry-led Warriors that didn't even make a conference finals beforehand. That is crazy. That is insane until you realize Kyrie was down, Kevin Love was down, and it still went 6 games. So Kyrie doesn't get injured. Kevin Love doesn't get injured. We're looking at a different picture entirely. Who knows what happens? If Steph Curry loses his first ever finals appearance, what that does to the team, what the Warriors do moving forward, who do they end up getting rid of? Maybe Draymond's gone. Maybe Klay is gone. We don't know what happens. But one thing we do know, as a fact, is that K-Love and Kyrie were not injured. Not saying that the Warriors definitely would have lost, but it would have been a series that probably would have played out differently using our basketball knowledge. But we can do what ifs all day. Injuries are a part of the game, but I feel like context is needed here. You can't just say like this was an outlier without explaining why it's an outlier. It was an outlier for a reason. Because 2 of the key players on the opposite team went down, and it still went 6 games. So we need to make sure that's clear.
Thunder fit into this mold exactly, but we have to note that only one of the last 25 champions fits into this mold. It is extremely rare. We do have another category to look at though, so on to category 3, the stats. Normally, when people cover stats when it comes to champions, they look at all 82 games, but I don't think that's the best way to do this. We can do better. To me, it matters the most how you are playing at the end of the season, the final 30 games. Those games come after the trade deadline, and if we're being honest, who cares if you're the best team in the NBA in the first 10 games, if you're the worst team in the NBA in the final 10 games? Look at last year's year's Mavericks, this year's Warriors and Thunder. Those were just different teams from the beginning of the season compared to the end of the year. And what really matters is the team you are headed into the playoffs. So for all of the last 25 champions for the last 30 games of each of their seasons, I looked at how each title winner ranked in offensive rating, defensive rating, net offensive rating, net true shooting percentage, and win margin. 5 stats that show us just how purely dominant a team was. I also looked at the little things that to me might make a winner. Rebounding, getting to the free throw line, not turning it over, moving the ball, and possibly 3-point shooting, aka net rebound percentage, net free throw attempts, net turnover percentage, assist percentage, and 3-point attempt rate. It turns out here, specifically 2 stats are what really matter. Only 8 of the champions on this list were top 5 in net rebounding, 7 were top 5 in net free throw attempts, shockingly only 5 were in the top 5 in net turnover percentage, 10 were in the top 5 in assist percentage, and 5 were in the top 5 in 3-point attempt rate. The verdict, we really can't tell a championship.
Yeah, but I was about to say, all these numbers are telling me that you can't really just tell who's going to be champion. It just, if he says the Celtics at the end of this video, after all this, I'm going to be mad. No, I'm just kidding. But we all know he's probably going to say that. But one thing as far as like this video is just showing me, I like it. He put a lot of work into it, and I respect him for it. But we can't tell a champion who's going to be champ because matchups do matter. What happens in the game does matter. Injuries matter, right? Like, all this shit put onto itself matters. I'm pretty sure, isn't Jason Tatum not playing because of his wrist? I need to look that up. Give me a second. Is Jason Tatum playing? Jason Tatum injury. He's doubtful. Yeah, he's got a bone bruise, okay? Now, do I think that they beat the Magic? Even if Jason Tatum doesn't play a single game in this series. Yes, I think they have enough to beat the Magic. But moving forward, what if the bone bruise is more serious than we think? And he's got to be out for more games. Well, that's serious. Now I think the Celtics can go out in the second round. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, matchups are important. Injuries are important. This shit is important. So I don't think we can just 100% tell. We can kind of guess and assume, all things being 100%, who would probably win. But we don't know, as a matter of fact, who will win and who won't. But if you just want to take the safe route, the safe boat, you'd probably say Celtics. As for knowing, there is no formula to tell you who's going to be the champion any year, because every single team, every single year seems to have a different formula, different matchups, and a different code. So who knows who wins the championship this year? We don't know, but what we do know is we're in for an extremely fun playoff run. That's for sure.
From these stats. Turns out, title teams come in all shapes and sizes. Some have an elite offense, some win through rebounding and defense, some get to the line, some shoot a lot of threes. But here's where things get much more interesting for our project. Because while offensive rating, defensive rating, and true shooting percentage all clearly matter, 17 of the 25 champions were top 5 in net offensive rating, and those same 17 champions were all also top 5 in win margin. So we have found a golden goose here. 2 hard stats that, when combined, give us a good indicator of a champion, but this gets even better, because of the 8 teams that were not in the top 5 in these 2 ratings, 5 of them had made the NBA Finals before with their core roster. I really like using that for our prediction. Either the team is going to be in the top 5 in both net offensive rating and win margin, or they have a roster that has made the NBA Finals before. 22 of the 25 champions fit these qualifications. That is an 88% chance. It should be noted, though, that the 3 teams that did not fit these qualifications all had that tremendous star power with former MVPs in LeBron James, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. So basically, if you're not in the top 5 in net offensive rating and win margin, or you haven't been to the finals with your current core, or you don't have an MVP type player on your roster, the numbers here say we can write you off. In the final 30 games of this season, the Thunder, Celtics, Warriors, Clippers, and Cavs were all top 5 in net offensive rating. Those teams were also all top 5 in win margin. Looking at the playoff field, we know that none of the rosters outside of this top 5 have made a finals recently with a similar core in place, other than the Denver Nuggets. Yes, the Lakers won a championship.
I'm sorry, but the Nuggets are not getting that far. I love Jokic. I love him. And I'll say it time and time again. The Nuggets are going to ruin someone's playoff dreams. It'll probably be the Clippers. It might be the Clippers. And who would they face next? And the Thunder, which would be crazy. But the Nuggets just, you cannot drop your coach right before the playoffs start and expect to win. I mean, look at Memphis right now. right? Do I think they beat the Thunder if they didn't fire their coach right before that series started? No. But do I think it affects their team, especially a younger team that probably needs more guidance than some other teams? Yes, I do. So, I don't know. I get the numbers say one thing, but looking at the numbers is not enough, especially when you got to develop the context of everything that's going on with these teams. There's a lot of storylines going on. There's a lot of shit happening. Like the Rockets, Jalen Green has been playing like shit. He's been averaging 5 points a game over the last, 4 or 5 games. He has not been playing himself. But do I expect Jalen Green to still play that way? No. And if he steps up and actually starts playing the way he should be playing, do I think the Rockets are able to pull out a few games against the Warriors and kind of crush that whole stat line right there as far as them being one of the top 5 teams to probably win a championship? Yeah, so it's just, obviously, it's what if this and what if that, sure. But at the same time, it's also just taking into context of everything that we have and understanding that this game, there's a lot that goes to it. That's why I love basketball, right? I love basketball. Matchups are everything. Context is everything. Black playoff experience does matter, especially when it comes to young teams, and coaching matters. So we will see what happens, but I'm just not taking the Nuggets to just go ahead and run the league, run the gauntlet, and get to the finals. And I'm also not going to take the Warriors and write off the Rockets right away, like he did, and just write them completely off simply because of one game, but also because I don't think the Rockets are even playing to their full potential yet, and I do think they have some good players on their team. They're young, but Dylan Brooks I think is good. Van Vliet has been to the finals and won, so let's just breathe and let's use the context of that and go, okay, let's see what this team can actually do over the span of a series before we go ahead and write them completely off. But this is before the playoffs started, I'm pretty sure. So this is just writing them off before the playoffs even started. But let's see what happens. I could be wrong on the Rockets. Like I said, I'll be willing to admit that you guys saw the bracket I made. I screenshotted the bracket and I saved the bracket. So I'll be bringing it back up. But I'm just saying for now, I don't know how sure I am to just go ahead and say, oh, the Rockets are done, and the Nuggets and the Warriors definitely can take the chip. I'm not ready to be that confident.
Championship with LeBron. Yes, the Bucks won a championship with Giannis, but Luka and Dame were not there. These are two very different rosters. So while both the Lakers and the Bucks do have star power, we're going for our best possible odds here, that 88% chance. And that would mean that the Thunder, Warriors, Celtics, Clippers, Cavs, and Nuggets as a wild card team are our best bet.
Okay, first of all, Warriors should be your wild card team. I trust the Clippers to win the championship more than the Warriors. Is the power of Jimmy Buckets that strong that you believe the Warriors have a better chance of winning the finals than the Nuggets? Are we serious right now? And before you guys hop on me and be like, didn't you just say that you don't trust the Nuggets to go that far? No, I don't. But I believe that the roster is more built up than the Warriors. At least to, like I said, spoil someone's day. The Warriors, again, the Nuggets' 2 big stars that they need to step up. Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., 2 players that have been there, done that. They need those 2 to step up. Because I know Murray's going to step up, and I know that Jokic is going to step up, and for the most part, I know that Bron is going to step up and play to the potential that he has. So you got your 5 right there. Those are the 5 important players. We look at the Warriors. Draymond's going to step up, Steph's going to step up, Jimmy's going to step up. But you need Podziemski and Post. You need 2 other players, maybe even 3, to step up and really play well. Podziemski, who has no playoff experience. Post, who has no playoff experience. And Buddy Hield, you probably need to step up, whose only playoff experience was with the 76ers in throwaway minutes. Garbage time minutes. So I don't understand why people are just so damn high on the Warriors like this. And if I get the criticism about you're high on the Lakers, I'm high on the Lakers because I can actually point to a team that has a core of Rui Hachimura that's been to the playoffs. Vanderbilt that's been through the playoffs, that's ran through the gauntlet. Okay? I can point at Luka, one of the most clutch players of all time. I can point at LeBron, one of the most clutch players of all time. Austin Reeves, been to the playoffs, been to the Gauntlet, playing extremely well. Gabe Vincent, been to the finals. It pisses me off at times, but he's playing extremely well. Dorian Finney-Smith also has playoff experience. He's playing extremely well. I have an entire team. Jackson Hayes. He pissed me off last night, I'm going to be honest, but he still plays well. Okay? He just makes stupid mistakes at times, but he's still a very good player, and he has playoff experience. I have a team that's surrounded with playoff experience, and not just that, they have size. They have size. Warriors have no size. They have no size. Like, people were saying the Lakers might lose because of their lack of size compared to other teams. They have size, but they could use more. The Warriors have none. Why are we so high on them? I just don't get it. No disrespect if you're a Warriors fan, but for people to say the Warriors have a better chance to win than the Nuggets and the Nuggets are a dark horse team is crazy.
Which brings us back to the original bracket I filled out, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I will make one major change though. The Golden State Warriors seem to just fit every box here. A lot of people love the Clippers in round 1. Our criteria is telling us the Nuggets might overperform, so I'm gonna stay with the Nuggets, but I am going to take the Golden State Warriors reaching the Western Conference Finals, where I'm still going—
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. You have the Warriors beating the Lakers because of Jimmy Buck. I don't know. I'm gonna. Oh my god. 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 Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I don't get it. It pisses me off. Why? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Who are you putting on Luka, LeBron, and AR? Who? Okay, let's put Draymond on LeBron. Let's put Jimmy on Luka. Who are you putting on Austin? Steph? Steph Curry. The same Steph Curry that Steve Kerr has to take out the game in closing minutes against the Grizzlies to make sure the game gets close on a defensive stop. That same Steph Curry? I don't understand. And also, Rui Hachimura. Who are you going to put on him? I'm not saying Rui Hachimura is this offensive juggernaut. I'm saying that he's tall, he's got size, he's big. Who are you putting on him? Who are you putting on him? Because if you put Moses, like you did in the last game, on Luka, and then you put Steph on Rui, I promise you, JJ pissed me off by not feeding Rui enough. I promise you, he will not make that same mistake twice, especially in a playoff series. Rui's going to have his day with Steph's size alone. This love for the Warriors, this love fest, it just infuriates me. It infuriates me. Because, again, it lacks the context. The Lakers, yes, I understand that the Warriors had these numbers. The Warriors also were healthy. LeBron went out, okay, with injury. Rui went out with injury. Weren't they missing, like, damn near their starting 5 at some point? Rui was out. Jackson Hayes was out. LeBron was out. I'm pretty sure Austin Reeves sat a couple games. I'm not sure if that's injury-wise, though. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's not like these guys were out. Austin Reeves was only out for a few games, but it's not like the Lakers, they had the games where Rui, Jackson, LeBron, all out. Multiple games. Dorian Finney-Smith as well. Upwards to 2 weeks. You don't think that goes into the last 30 games of this little analysis here? I'm sorry. There's no disrespect to Mike. I love Mike. I just feel like, again, if we're going to do something like this, context needs to matter. Why did the Lakers not rank top 5 in these numbers? Oh, probably because like 3 or 4 of their starting 5 players missed some time of this 30 game. Because you look at the last 30 games, right? That's when these injuries took place. Okay? And Luka just got traded there, and the players just got out, and now the players are just coming back from the injuries, trying to play together, make sure they mesh together. They definitely didn't play great towards the end of the season, no, because they had their players just coming back from injury, getting back into rhythm, playing together. context, guys. We gotta have it.
I'm going to have
Come
them
on.
lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder check every single box except playoff experience, which is why I'm going to maintain my pick and give the Thunder that playoff experience by having them lose in the finals to the Boston Celtics. With everything we just looked at, the Celtics check every box you could possibly want. They have the star power. They have a first-team All-NBA player in Jason Tatum who gets disrespected as a star, but the man is first-team All-NBA and has been. The Celtics, of course, have playoff experience. They won last year's championship.
What? How does Jason Tatum get disrespected as a star? I hear this. I don't understand this. Is it because he's not talked about as much? Whenever they talk about Jason Tatum, they talk about how great he is. He's great. He can lead this team to a championship. He's one of the best players in the league. But is he disrespected because he's not glazed enough? Lack of glaze does not mean you're disrespected. I want to point that out. Just because I don't glaze you enough doesn't mean I don't respect you enough. Let's make that clear. So I don't like the whole assumption that, oh, you're not being glazed enough, therefore you're disrespected. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
And finishing off this season, they are top 5 in net offensive rating and in win margin. They fit perfectly. So the Boston Celtics are my 2025 NBA champions. I'm curious, comment down below, what do you think? Do you think I'm dead wrong with any or all of my picks? And honestly, I'll say that's okay if you disagree. That's okay if I am dead wrong, because at least I'm putting myself out there is what I'm telling myself. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Putting myself out there by choosing the relax. Putting yourself out there is doing what I did. Let's pull up my bracket. Putting yourself out. Again, no disrespect to you. Let's let him finish it out.
Today's video, and I also hope it ages extremely well. If you are new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss another video, but only if you like the content. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You are awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music.
Yeah. Okay. What I did, my bracket here, this is putting myself out there, okay? This is before. I chose the Pacers before. I want to make that clear. But choosing the Pacers at the time was definitely putting myself out there, okay? And then I chose the Celtics. So pretty much that's it. On the Eastern side, that's it. Choosing the Pacers, all right? But I have the Lakers beating the Celtics. That's putting myself out there. I have the Rockets beating the Warriors. That's putting myself out there. I have the Lakers beating the Thunder. That's putting myself out there. And I have the Thunder beating the Nuggets. That depends. But this bracket is putting yourself out there. It's saying that the Lakers are beating the Celtics. Even though I'm telling you guys that I might be wrong. Basketball-wise, this is probably basketball brain-wise. But this is not just me going off my heart. This is me going off. I gave you reasons why I felt this way. I didn't give you reason for the Celtics. I'll get to that in a second. I gave you reasons as far as the Thunder. I told you that playoff experience matters. When it comes down to the Thunder, I think that Luka and LeBron is enough to close out a Game 7. Now let's get to the Lakers. Why do I feel like the Lakers beat the Celtics? I truly just feel like the Lakers, at this point, they just ran the gauntlet. They're either going to face the Warriors or the Rockets. If they face the Warriors, that's going to be a tough team to beat, even though I don't think they're as tough as Mike puts them out to be. They are going to be a tough team regardless. Jimmy Butler is still going to be hard to beat. Steph Curry is still going to be hard to beat. But when it comes to the Rockets, if they're able to beat the Warriors with as well as they've been playing, then they're also going to be tough to beat. So the Lakers just got done with the Timberwolves, which was a tough team for them, for sure. Then they're about to take off another tough team. Then they're about to take on the Thunder or the Nuggets. Two teams that have been either dominant towards them, a team being in the Nuggets, or dominant towards everybody, a team being in the Thunder. So if they're able to run this gauntlet and get to the finals, I think that Luka has enough battle scars. LeBron has enough battle scars, and that team as a whole has been through enough that facing the Celtics, they're going to take them extremely seriously. While I don't think the Celtics will not take the Lakers seriously, I just don't think the Celtics will take the Lakers as serious as the Lakers take the Celtics. Because who would the Celtics end up beating, dog? They would beat the Magic. Love the Knicks. That's who they'd face next. Or even the Pistons. And then they face the Cavs, who I do think is a tough team. I don't think it's going to be... It's like I said... It's going to be 7 games, but I don't think it's going to feel as close as it probably is. So now the Celtics face the Lakers when they really had maybe one tough playoff series, and every single playoff series for the Lakers has been tough. I just think that matters. And because the Celtics take their foot off the gas and the Lakers never let it go, I think the Lakers were able to pull off a 7-game victory against the Celtics. So that's my basketball explanation for my heart decision on picking the Lakers. But using logic and basketball logic, I can see why that is the case. As far as just picking the Warriors because they played good in the last 30 games of the season when the Lakers did not even have their full roster healthy for those last 30 games, that's just, we're being weird. That's all. That's all. But no disrespect to Mike. It was a good video. I liked the video. But until next time, friends, I hope y'all liked the video. I hope y'all like my rants. I love you. I'll see you next time. Like I said, if you're new to my channel, I make 3 basketball videos a week. I make 3 drama videos a week. I try to upload 5 to 6 days a week. So just pay attention to that. You'll have either 3 basketball videos every week to look at, 3 drama videos for me to react to every week, or maybe 6 if you like drama and you like basketball. But until next time, friends, I love you. I'll see you. I need to go clean up. Until next time, peace out.